Hello, gentlemen. This is the Focus Podcast. We give men life changing topics to focus on each month, which lead to spiritual growth and have a greater kingdom impact in their homes and communities. Hey, a few verses that are kind of the foundation and what we're standing on as a men's ministry, and that is Matthew 16:24, that states this. This is the New King James Version. Then Jesus to his disciples said, "If anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." Matthew 28:19 says this: "Go therefore and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all things that I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even till the end of the age." Those are just some of our foundational scriptures. I just want to share those with you. There's a little theme there: denying yourself, teaching the principles of God. And again, before we got started, this podcast is about giving men things to focus on. And oftentimes, the things we're focused on means that we have to not be all into ourselves and be intentional about serving others. And that starts in our home and in our community. So, hey, I'm glad that you're with us today. Our theme for February is marriage. That is our focus for February. And that, again, does not mean that just in February you're focused on your marriage. You should always let your marriage be one of the forefront things that you're always focusing on. But in February, we're just talking about it, sharing verses with you on our social media. Also, the podcast, if you have not listened to it, or if it has not come out yet, but with Nick Ellis, we have a podcast coming out. And so I'm so grateful for Nick and his story and the wisdom that he is sharing with us around marriage. So through the month of February, just be on the lookout for verses, tips, quotes, and things like this. We hope that you like and share and comment as you see posts on social media and on our social media pages that inspire you. So when something jumps out and it inspires you, or if you're learning something, make sure that you share it. Also, go to YouTube, depending on where you're listening to this or seeing this. We'd love for you to really make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want to continue to grow that in order that we can have the most access to men and continue to be able to pour into them. Before I go any further, I want to make sure that I encourage you to join us for our monthly roundtables. The information is in the notes wherever you're looking at this, YouTube or Spotify, or your Apple, whatever, however you're listening to this today, or if you're watching it. Check out the show notes. We'd love for you to join us for our monthly roundtable. That's just men coming together. Again, we typically have a guest speaker, and whatever the theme is for that month is typically what we're talking about. So join us for that. We would love to have you. Also, I want to say that we are praying for you. So leave a comment wherever you're at. Say, hey, or DM us, just telling us different ways that we can be praying for y'all. We'd love to do that. So again, because it is February, our theme is marriage, I wanted to share with you 10 things that you can be considering, that you can be doing for your wife this month and beyond. All right, this month and beyond, these are some of the things that I've written down, and you can grab a sheet of paper so you can write these down. And again, share these with other men. Maybe form a men's group for the next 30 days or whatever, that you say, hey, we're going to all challenge you. It could be a group text. It could be you all jumping on Zoom, whatever it looks like, but saying, hey, I want to hold you accountable around these 10 things that I got from the Focus podcast that we're going to all be doing for our wives this month. I know by the time you listen to this, I think today is the 6th or the 7th. I don't know when we'll actually have this out, but hopefully soon, and they give you a few days. And again, but you can run over into March concerning this list, and you don't want to just not do this because it's no longer February. Do these things. Make sure that your marriage is the focus year round, all the time, 24/7, 365 days a year. Your marriage should be a focus for you. So the first thing that I have here is write a heartfelt love letter to your wife. Just pour your heart out to her, why you love her so much, why you appreciate her, how thankful you are that God has given her to be your wife. But write a heartfelt love letter to her. I would suggest mailing this or maybe delivering this with some flowers or maybe a special gift that you know that she's been wanting. And the cool thing, I love to do this when it's not February the 14th. I love just doing this on the most random days. So delivering that heartfelt love letter. Now I wouldn't be the one to deliver. I would have somebody else take it to her, and I just think it makes that much cooler. So write a heartfelt love letter. Number 2, plan a romantic date. Now this romantic date could be going to McDonald's, plotting a candle in between the two of you. It just kind of depends on what your wife enjoys. I know that my wife, like, I think that I could really create something fun and special for her. She loves McDonald's, especially that crispy chicken sandwich is one of her favorites, some fries and a Coke. But that's my wife. She's super simple like that. I don't know what your wife is looking for, but plan a romantic date. And don't ask her anything. We plan it all on our own, and we just say, hey, let's go on a date. I got it already planned. Number 3, give her a thoughtful gift. Throughout the year, just be able to write down things. Okay, let me backtrack on this. We're already in February. If you're going to do a thoughtful gift, hopefully you already maybe have some things that you think would be really cool. And a thoughtful gift doesn't mean something big and expensive. It means that it's thoughtful, like you put some thought into this and you can deliver that to her. One of the things that I do just throughout the year is I just make a note of different things that I hear her say, especially little simple things. And then one day I just kind of have that gift for her. And so now these things, I'm not saying that I'm a rock star at all of these things, but these are things that I definitely think would be great for you, for me as men to do for our wives. Number 4, cook her a special meal. I am not a cook by any means. And I feel like when I do cook something, my wife is typically dressing it up. Like I'll cook it and then she goes back into the kitchen and does some crazy stuff to it and makes it that much more delicious. But maybe you order and just have it ready when she walks through the house. If she doesn't ask any questions, just roll with it, right? She doesn't have to know anything. All she knows is there's a fancy meal in her house and you've kicked out all the kids. You've called grandparents for child care, all that good stuff, and she has a special meal at the house. Number 5, surprise her with flowers and chocolates. Now that's normally the normal thing for people to get, flowers and chocolate, but maybe she just likes baked cookies, and so you order her 12 baked cookies maybe from a local caterer there and have them things special made, put a white box, a bow on it, and take those to her or have it delivered. But I would, at this moment, I would just take this to her at her job in front of all her co-workers, her friends or whatever, and just deliver maybe her some baked cookies. But it's just, it kind of depends. Again, we have to know our wives and whatever those things are. These are just suggestions. So number 6, spend quality time with her. Maybe jump in the car, go for a ride to the lake, have a blanket in the car, and just sit out there. Just lay down next to each other and just enjoy each other's company. Quality time doesn't have to be anything super fancy. Doesn't mean you're going to a concert or any of that, those kind of things. It could just mean that you're going to take a ride together. You're going to talk. Maybe you have 10 questions that you want to ask that are fun and encouraging that you want to ask her. So number 7, pray for her and with her, and let your kids see you all doing this. But also, I would say do these things when nobody's around. And also, praying for her could be you wake up to go to the restroom. You just take a moment and just pray over her real quick, and just that God continues to bless her and equip her in all things. Number 8, show physical affection and attention. Grab her hand when you're sitting there watching TV, or when you're in the grocery store together. Just grab that hand, walk with her. When you wake up in the mornings, just give her a big hug and hold on to her. But also pat her on the booty when she's walking through the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Just pat her, and she's gonna giggle, and you can just smile or just act manly, like you just know you got it going on. But that's just something you can do. Number 9, listen to her and validate her feelings. If you need to, man, put a reminder in your phone that when you get home, you're just going to take 10 to 15 minutes and sit down with your wife and just listen to her and validate the things that she may be going through emotionally. Be present, be there with her. Again, hey, listen, I'm not perfect at these. These are things that's like gut punching me right now. There's like, yeah, I need to jump on these things. Number 10, serve her by doing household tasks or errands. Do some of the things that you know that are on her to-do list. One of the things that my wife and I do have are couple meetings, and in that couple meeting, we typically make a list of things that we need to get done. And so sometimes maybe I just take some of those things that she took on her list, and I have my list, but I just take some things off of her list and go get it done for her. So these are just 10 things that you can be doing this month for your wife. But again, don't make it just about February. Carry these over to March and April and May and June, and just throughout the year, do some of these things periodically or make them a routine, maybe once a week. You know that you're going to show up to her job with her favorite baked goods and just to say hi, and just every day when you get off work, you know you're going to take 10 to 15 minutes. Just take these things and implement them into your relationship if you have not already. Well, men, thank you again for listening in on the Focus Podcast. We want to help you grow spiritually and give you the opportunity to make a greater impact, kingdom impact, in your communities and in your homes. All right, peace out. Get focused.